Hi, so I'll be talking about my zine because honestly I'm kinda bored and I'm still waiting for it to be graded. I don't actually know if I'll get the grade or know the numerical grade I got from it because my teacher doesn't he didn't even grade my earlier outputs. So I think I'll just wait for the final grade. Anyway, so yes, this is my zine, hyperfixations and mental health. It's not a formal discussion about those two things, but more so a discussion of my personal experiences with hyperfixations and how it affected my mental health. So as you can see from the cover, um, it's an illustration of me with a flower representing my hyperfixations, I guess. It's in a psychedelic style because the um the task was to make the zine follow a certain art movement. So the art movement I chose was um the psychedelic era from the 60s in America. So anyways, um you can also see the back page, which is just the back view of my head with an illustration or outline of a brain. A zine by Redacted. I'm not revealing my name. I don't want to get doxxed. And my sources are thriveworks.com and treatmyocd.com for my first two pages, which defines hyperfixations. So, first two pages. Um, what's a hyperfixation? Is it like special interests? Is it like obsessions? Honestly, you can just pause to read what I wrote. But basically, a hyperfixation is something you want to occupy your time with at all times, and you want to get as much dopamine from it as much as possible. And by the time it ends, the hyperfixation, you don't want anything to do with it anymore. Um, I think I saw on Reddit that someone compared that a hyperfixation are like fireworks and special interests are like a burning furnace. Yes. I forgot how it went, but basically, yeah. Um, so it's hyperfixations aren't like special interest because special interests are something you enjoy gradually, slowly, and you take time with it. And it's not like obsessions because, uh, in clinical terms, obsessions are actually not something to be enjoyed. Obsessions are repetitive and unwanted thoughts, images, and feelings. And obsessions actually make you question yourself, while hyperfixations affirm who you are. Now, moving on to the next page. So, growing up, I've had multiple hyperfixations. Among them are drawing. So, you guys know I'm an artist. I really love to draw. I've enjoyed drawing ever since I was 5 years old. Um, and eventually I developed a hyperfixation on it. Maybe starting seventh grade, and it continued till high school, and um, it ended last year, as a second year in college. Yeah, and the reason it ended is because I wanted to be more responsible. Drawing really got in the way of my responsibilities because the way it goes is every time I go home, the first thing I do is just draw. I didn't even think to do my homework. After I eat, I draw. I stay up late just to draw, and that really took a toll on my health because it made me ignore my responsibilities like exercising, doing chores, and of course, my homework. So Yeah. Anyway, next hyperfixation is adopt making. God, adopt making. If you don't know what adopt making is, it's basically when you design a character and you sell it for personal use, and there's a community that centers around it. Um, the hyperfixation for this lasted just 3 months because I realized that I wasn't enjoying selling these just for virtual currency, aka amino coins. God, I was selling banger ass designs for fucking 100 coins, 200 coins, 500 coins, and they didn't even amount to $1. Which pisses me off. Anyway. Um, I did get, I did return to adopt making recently, and thankfully, I actually earn money from that now, so yay! Anyways, next hyperfixation is I group them together. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Darkstalkers, and Devil May Cry, which are hyperfixations that lasted from 2020 to 2021. So like for a year, I was hyperfixated on these three games. Like they'd take turns occupying my brain. On some days, I'd be playing UV U what wait UMVC 3 all day. The next day I'd be playing Devil May Cry. Then the next day I'd be watching Darkstalkers video. Wait, the next day I'd be watching like Darkstalker gameplay videos. Their gameplay videos. And yeah, so for that entire year, they were the only games that really occupied my brain. They were the only games I wanted to talk about on my stories. They were the only games I made fan art of, and just like the previous hyperfixations I discussed, they got in the way of my school life. There would be days I would skip school because I wanted to focus on playing like Devil May Cry, or there would be days I wouldn't be able to submit homework on time because I'd be busy making Darkstalker shit posts or whatever. And yeah, that was actually very disappointing of me. But eventually the hyperfixation did die down, but got replaced by a worse hyperfixation, which I'll be talking about in a few minutes. But first, let's talk about my shortest hyperfixations. The Snapcube Sonic fandom. It actually just lasted like 2 to 3 weeks. I would just open YouTube just to watch those videos over and over. Like the Sonic Adventure 2-1. Yeah, that. And also Dead Rising. The Dead Rising hyperfixation lasted for 1 week, and it was during junior high finals week, which was very bad because I didn't get to finish any of my finals, and yeah, I got in trouble for that. God. So, next page. Dude, yeah, this next hyperfixation is really intense. It took a toll on my mental health really badly, like the hyperfixation itself and also my fandom experience with this game. Fucking Jet Set Radio. And you know, you guys you guys know how much I love this game. If you follow me on my dump, I know you guys know how much this game fucked up my brain. I drew so much fan art for this game, and I can actually thank this game for making my art more interesting and creative, honestly. But Jesus Christ, because of this game, I skipped school for 3 months. So basically, I didn't show up for the last, like, the last 2 quarters left of the school year, this is in senior high, by the way, like my last year in high school, which makes it all really embarrassing. And I think it continued on into college. Ay, whatever. This game did things to me, and this is one of the cons of having a hyperfixation. It really takes you away from responsibilities, being a responsible person, and I'm ashamed that I let this hyperfixation take me to that direction of being an irresponsible person. So, yeah. Anyway, the good thing is I've improved and the hyperfixation died, and that's helped me incredibly in becoming more responsible. For years, I never understood why I had hyperfixations. I didn't know anyone who had hyperfixations, and I assumed no one else had hyperfixations, especially considering the kind of school I was attending at the time. It was a very strict Catholic all-girls school where everyone else just felt more responsible and more mature than me. Everyone was doing what they were supposed to, and I was the only one who wasn't. And, in a sense, it's actually my fault that I let my hyperfixations get that intense. But at the same time, because I had no one to talk to about my problems, I didn't know how to deal with them. And that's until I finally got diagnosed with ADD, as well as BAD, bipolar affective disorder, and that really helped me understand myself even more. Also, learning about the term hyperfixation helped me as well because, first of all, that let me know that I'm not alone in experiencing this and that they're not necessarily bad, and I need to actually just manage them. In therapy, I learned that when things get extreme, I should avoid it at all costs. So if something stressed me out, I should take a break and calm myself down. The same goes for my interests. As the saying goes, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. I learned to focus on important things first, such as homework, before anything else, and when I got overwhelmed, I would have a short timeout before picking up my pace. So I still experience hyperfixations like Heisei retro memo papers and even doll restoration. So if you guys remember from my stories the past month, I was sharing my Heisei retro paper collection, and I kind of restored this Venus doll I bought for my girlfriend, and that occupied my brain for a while. And the good thing is they didn't get in the way of my homework and my responsibilities, so yay. I've really become I've really become a more responsible and a better person ever since I got therapy. My past hyperfixations reflected a confused, scared, and inferior version of myself that I don't want to look back on. However, those past hyperfixations have since then become my special interests, and I like it to remain that way. So, that's the end of my zine. Well, actually, wait, there's one more page. It's like a throwaway page because the page limit is 12 pages and I didn't know what to do for the last page, so here, two memes I made related to my hyperfixations. Anyway, so I kind of wanted to talk about this scene because I have no one else to show this scene to. It was only just a homework for my graphic design class. But I feel great that I've talked about it actually because I wanted to have some closure on my past experiences with my hyperfixations. And maybe my experiences could resonate with some of you. So, yeah, that's all for me. Bye.